Hello, so welcome to this sort of new series I've decided to do, which is watch me try and become a freelance illustrator after recently graduating from an illustration course at university. So my main thoughts for this is that I don't really know what I'm doing, so rather than it being like an advice video, it's gonna be like follow me through trying to get this to work, I guess. I've done like the odd freelance job in the past, but now that I'm graduated, I have a lot of free time, and so I'm gonna try and get it to work properly. If you don't know me already, I'm Eliott, I'm an illustrator. I make things as well as draw. I painted this mural last year. I did a whole video about making this mural. I make my own clothes. I made these trousers that I'm wearing today that you can't really see. I crochet and made this crown. I'm hoping I'm not going to regret wearing this crown. I might be editing this later and think that it was a bit ridiculous. But I like it, and I found it after having no idea where it was for a while, so I have a little crown. But yeah, I make lots of stuff and I love drawing, and now I'm going to try and make it my job. I guess first things first, I live at home with my parents and I have like almost no expenses except my own stuff. So I'm very lucky that I can do this. So that's the most important thing, I guess. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't live at home. So I decided that the 1st of August, I think it was the 2nd actually, the Monday, was when I officially started freelancing properly. It's now like almost the end of September. But yeah, I want to make this series as sort of like, I guess like a quarterly kind of overview of like what I've tried, if I'm getting any work, where the work's coming from, how I'm getting it, what's it like doing it, if I'm enjoying it. Freelance work versus like running my shop still. I still want to put a lot more effort into my shop now that I have the time to do it. But yeah, so I sort of just want to do like these little like overview videos, which I think I'm going to be like a mix of like half studio vlog, half me chatting to you. I think this is going to be good. At least I think, even if no one finds it useful, I think it's nice for me to like record and like document how I'm doing it and how I'm getting work and how it's going. I want to kind of get some like stats together each month of like how many people I emailed and how many responses I got and how much client work I got or how much money I made, just so I can see like month on month how it's going. But yes, I'm gonna try not to ramble on too much. But yes, I'm sure I'll be in this video more talking about other stuff that I've been up to and projects I'm doing. But yes, I hope you enjoy it. So client work, first and foremost, I guess the most important sort of area of this kind of freelance journey is the client work that I want to be getting. So in August I didn't do any outreach or anything, and I didn't get any people approaching me. And then September happened, and I think within the first 3 days of September I'd had 4 different job offers like end up in my email. So that was really exciting. Saying that though, one of them was for a stock illustration company, which I almost considered, but then the more I found out about it, it was going to be like ridiculous amounts of work for not much money, and they would like completely own the work. And I'd much prefer to spend my time. It was going to take up like all of my free time. So I ended up declining that one just because I prefer to focus on other projects that would kind of benefit me more than that one would. The second one I was looking forward to actually, but I haven't heard back from them. Maybe I need to send them another email. But I'd like to do it. It was only going to be a small notebook design for like a cover of a notebook. But yeah, it was drawing dogs, so I love doing that kind of stuff. The third one was for a small greetings card company, and I've actually done all the work for that now. I'm not sure if I can show you yet, but hopefully very soon I'll be able to post them like on my Instagram and share them around and stuff. So that was a lot of fun actually. I got to design 5 greetings cards, and they were really colourful and they were funny. Like there was some good designs. And the fourth one I've just signed a contract for, and I'm hoping this is going to be sort of a long-term deal with some publishers in the Netherlands. They've never done publishing before and they really liked the look of some of the books that I've made in the past. So Megan the Magic Round and Crayon Magazine and the one I just did for uni, a pretty simple thing to do. I'm hoping it's going to go well. I'm excited. There's also the possibility for like they want to commission new books from me if this all goes well, so this is really exciting. I wasn't expecting any of those books that I made in the past to kind of come to anything, so the fact that they are is really exciting. So yeah, August, nothing really happened. September, lots more things happened, so hopefully we can keep that momentum up. So far I still haven't really done any outreach. I don't really want to currently, just because like with Christmas coming up, my biggest focus at the moment is my shop, and also I might be getting a part-time job again, so time-wise I don't want to give myself too much. But then maybe in the new year, that's going to be like my bigger focus for getting client work and actually approaching companies to ask for it. But yes, semi-successful. 1 completed job, 1 signed contract, 1 declined, and 1 I'm still hoping to hear about. So not too bad. So much of August was spent creating personal projects. I think it was the first time in quite a while that I've had both the motivation and the inspiration to actually create projects again, and I really got into it this month. So at the moment you're watching me draw some of the illustrations for Blockbuster Briefs, which was a 3-week-long challenge created by The Arena. I'll put a link to their site below. They're really useful if you're a designer or an artist, and especially if you're like a student in the UK. They create really good resources and stuff. But they did this project, which was a film festival brief, and each week you had to create different sort of assets, including the branding, merchandise, signage, posters, like advertising, social media posts. You could kind of do whatever you wanted with it, and so it was kind of open, but it gave me enough direction to create something that I probably wouldn't have created by myself. It was really, really fun. I kind of created this very kind of modern, colourful brand. It was meant to be sort of a film festival for young people, I decided. So this was the map that I created of this sort of fictional event. But yeah, I also created some tote bag designs, the signs that would go up, the posters that advertised the festival and what films would be on. If you want to see more of what I did for this project, I'll put a link to my website where you can see sort of everything that I created for it. Or it was kind of posted on my Instagram as well. The second project I created was inspired by the Olympics, since the Olympics were on in August, as well as the Paralympics. So I created a set of 5 stamps for each of different events. It was good. I've had this idea of creating illustrated stamps for a while, and then watching the Olympics, it gave me the perfect inspiration of what I wanted to create. So that was a lot of fun to create all of those. And then finally, August is also when the Dogust challenge takes place, which, if you haven't heard of it, is when you draw a dog every day in August. A really good prompt list. And I did it a couple of years ago, and it was what made me end up creating pet commissions, because of how much I enjoy drawing dogs every day. And now I pretty much do draw dogs every day for commissions, but I decided to also do it for this challenge. So there was also, I think, 31 dog drawings that I did this month. So it was busy in terms of making art, but it was good. So for most of this year, my sales in my Etsy shop have been a lot lower than they were last year. But at the moment I've been planning on making a bunch of new products to bring to my shop, and hopefully with the kind of autumn winter season leading up to Christmas, hopefully I should be getting some more sales. So these are some vinyl animal stickers that I've been creating, which I've really liked, and I also made some flower stamp sticker sheet, which I think hopefully is going to go quite well. I'm quite happy with how it looks. I'm excited to take the product photos for everything. I also upgraded my printer this month, so My new one can print onto thicker paper, so I'm hoping it means I should be able to make my own art prints. In the past, I've ordered prints that then I don't sell any of, which is really frustrating. So this way I can sort of print when I get a sale, and I'm hoping that's going to kind of reduce costs a little bit. It also means that I can offer more prints and more designs because I can only have to print off one at a time. So I'm really excited for that. Here's me packing up some orders that I got recently. It was nice to see someone ordering the pack of Riso prints. No one's bought it before, and I really like how the Riso prints all look together, so I'm glad that someone picked that up. I hopefully might be doing a Christmas market in the coming months, so I'm hoping to get a bunch of new products ready so that I can take them to the craft fair. So hopefully a few more sales in my shop soon is the plan. So a few other things that I've been up to that didn't really fit into those other categories. I had 2 interviews that kind of went live on different sites. So No Issue, who were the ones who gifted me the tissue paper you just saw me wrap some orders with. So I designed that tissue paper and they sent it to me for free, which was very nice. And they wrote a really lovely blog post about me and my work, and I answered a few questions about the sustainability of my shop and like what got me into it and why I started my shop and all lovely stuff like that. So that was a really nice post that you can read about. I also spoke with Morgan, who is a graphic design student and has this really amazing site called Let's Talk Creative where they interview different people, and it's a very nice site. And they interviewed me and we spoke about my work and about university and how I got into art and some fun facts about me, which was really hard to come up with 5 fun facts. That was like definitely the question that took me the longest to answer. So I'll link both of those links below if you wanted to read a little bit more about me and the stuff that I do. I've also been working on 2 online, working through 2 online courses at the moment. So the first one was from Underpin. They're a UK-based company. They do a lot of work supporting freelancers. They have a really cool site. They have lots of tools. Like I've been looking at some of them recently, but they have really good contracting and invoicing tools and like client databases and stuff. So it's been really cool working through that online course. It's made me think a lot about where I want to go in my business and how to find clients and what it is that the value that I provide as an illustrator and how I'm going to target certain companies with that. So that's been really good. And I've also been doing another online course which I've only just started. Louise Lockhart, who creates the most beautiful illustrated products, did a course all about merchandising, and I had a voucher code for that as well, so I decided to start that course, and it's been really good as well. I've only done the first little bit, but it's really nice hearing about her inspirations and how she creates her work based on that. So I'm trying to think about the stuff that inspires me to kind of design the new products that I'm going to be hopefully launching in my shop within the next month. I have a plan currently for more shop products at like the middle of October. I'm waiting for some paper to arrive that was meant to arrive today for my printer so I can make some new art prints, but it didn't come, so I don't know why, but hopefully tomorrow. But yeah, that's pretty much everything. I think I've covered most things that happened in the last 2 months. So as I said at the beginning, I'm hoping to do these videos sort of a few times a year just to kind of cover a few months at a time what I've been up to, probably in the same format as this. I've also going to be writing a blog post which is going to be kind of the same as this video series but just sort of typed up a bit more cohesively than me rambling, but so the series is sort of going to belong in both of those places, so if you wanted to check out the blog on my website, they'll also be in the description. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope it was useful. But yeah, I'll see you next time. Bye bye.